Reality TV made them famous. It never once taught them how to act. Some of Britain's biggest reality stars have spent years trying to cross over into scripted television, soaps, sketches, the odd drama cameo, and the results have not always gone well. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why being on TV and acting on TV are two very different skills. Chico Slimani. Chico shot to fame on The X Factor in 2005 with his catchphrase, Chico time. He later branched into panto and scripted TV cameos, but reviewers and fans online have consistently described his line delivery as stiff, more like a stage persona repeating a catchphrase than a character finding new emotional beats. He built a career on charisma and a novelty song. Acting asked for something else entirely, and it showed. Jodie Marsh. Jodie Marsh built her name in glamour modeling before moving into a string of British reality formats and the occasional scripted guest role. Viewers online have repeatedly pointed to the same problem. Every performance feels like the same larger-than-life persona in a different costume, with little sense of a character underneath it. Here's the pattern worth noticing. Being a strong TV personality and disappearing into a role are two completely different muscles, and most reality-to-drama crossovers never build the second one. Kerry Katona. Kerry Katona became a household name on Atomic Kitten and then This Morning-era reality coverage, later taking on small scripted cameo roles. Fans on forums have long noted that her delivery reads as flat and self-conscious, like someone reciting rather than reacting. That's not really a knock on her as a person. It's the same story again and again with reality crossovers. Raw honesty on camera doesn't automatically translate into believable pretending. Joey Essex. Joey Essex became one of TOWIE's biggest breakout stars, and his later scripted cameo appearances have been widely mocked online for sounding exactly like Joey Essex playing Joey Essex, whatever the script says. Structured reality shows like TOWIE are partly scripted already, which is exactly why crossing into fully scripted drama exposes the gap so clearly. The persona that made him famous is the same thing that makes it hard to believe him as anyone else. Amy Childs. Another TOWIE original, Amy Childs took her reality fame into a handful of scripted TV guest spots. Critics and viewers have described her acting as noticeably nervous and line-ready, missing the natural reactive quality that makes scripted scenes feel real. It's a pattern worth calling out. TOWIE trained her to react to cameras, not to a script, and those are not the same skill. Katie Price. Katie Price is one of the biggest reality names Britain has ever produced, and over 2 decades she's taken on various scripted TV appearances alongside her reality work. Reviewers have repeatedly used words like stilted and unconvincing for her line delivery in those scripted moments. Here's what's genuinely interesting about her case. She's magnetic, completely unscripted, which makes the drop off the moment a script gets involved even more obvious to viewers. Peter Andre. Peter Andre's fame started in music and reality TV, and his scripted TV cameos since have drawn consistent online criticism for feeling performative in a stiff, over-rehearsed way, rather than natural. Would you have guessed that someone this comfortable doing live TV interviews could look uncomfortable the moment there's a script in his hand? That gap is exactly why critics keep bringing his name up. Daniela Westbrook. This one is more complicated. Daniela Westbrook is a genuine trained soap actor. She played Sam Mitchell in EastEnders for years, but critics reviewing her various returns to the show have pointed to performances that felt less sharp and less controlled than her earlier work. Westbrook has spoken publicly and openly about her long struggle with addiction, and it's fair context, not an excuse. Her story is a reminder that worst acting lists rarely tell the whole story of what an actor was dealing with off-camera. Gemma Collins. Gemma Collins turned TOWIE fame into pantomime roles and scripted cameo appearances, and critics have repeatedly described her performances as the GC, playing herself in a costume rather than a character. That's the same trap almost everyone on this list falls into. The bigger the persona, the harder it is to disappear into someone else. Mark Wright. TOWIE alum Mark Wright moved into presenting and picked up a few scripted cameo roles along the way. Critics have described his acting as likable but shallow, the TV equivalent of a firm handshake, friendly but with nothing underneath it. Presenting rewards charm, acting punishes the absence of anything else. Jedward. John and Edward Grimes became reality sensations on The X Factor and have since popped up in scripted British TV cameos and comedy sketches. Reviewers have consistently noted that their performances lean entirely on their identical twin novelty rather than any character work, which is fine for a sketch, but it's the same joke told the same way, appearance after appearance. Stephanie Davis. Stephanie Davis is a genuine Hollyoaks alum, not a reality crossover, which makes her case a bit different from most of this list. Critics and soap forums have pointed to inconsistent, often over-the-top delivery across her run, particularly in the show's most dramatic storylines. Her personal life has also drawn significant tabloid attention over the years, which, fairly or not, has made it harder for some viewers to separate the headlines from the performance. Chloe Sims. Chloe Sims is one of TOWIE's longest-running cast members, and her scripted cameo attempts have drawn a familiar critique, composed and camera-ready, but stiff the moment there's dialogue to actually deliver, rather than banter to improvise. Structured reality trains you to be quick. It doesn't train you to be someone else. If you're enjoying this one, hit like and subscribe. New videos every week. The cast of Geordie Shore. Here's a fun one. Geordie Shore has run since 2011, and several cast members have taken scripted cameo roles in British comedy and drama over the years. The results have become something of a running joke on fan forums. Performances described as loud, over the top, and always a beat behind the scene around them. Here's the pattern that connects this entire video. Shows like Geordie Shore reward being big and unfiltered. Scripted drama rewards the opposite: restraint, timing, listening. Almost nobody trained on the first skill arrives with the second one built in. The cast of TOWIE and Made in Chelsea. And here we are, number 1. TOWIE and Made in Chelsea are both structured reality, meaning the situations are loosely produced and the cast are given rough beats to hit, but the words are mostly their own. That format has quietly become the most mocked acting training ground in British television. Viewers and critics have spent over a decade pointing out the same thing. Cast members who cross into fully scripted comedy or drama consistently deliver lines that sound read rather than felt, because for years the entire job was reacting in the moment, never learning someone else's words on purpose. To be fair, a handful of cast members from both shows have gone on to solid, well-reviewed acting careers. But for sheer, consistent, decade-long mockery of structured reality, stars failing at actual scripted acting, no format has attracted more of it than TOWIE and Made in Chelsea combined, which is exactly why they sit at number 1. So there you have it. 15 British reality stars who found out that being watched and being an actor are not the same thing. Who do you think deserve to be higher or lower on this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.